Hello students, welcome to the class of FYBCom semester 1. We are learning accountancy and financial management. Today we are going to learn about accounting standard 9, that is AS 9, revenue recognition. Earlier we have seen two accounting standards. First was AS 1, disclosure of accounting policies, and the second was AS 2, that is inventory valuation. Now the third standard we are going to study, accounting standard 9, revenue recognition. So first of all we have to see what is revenue. In this picture you can see that person is collecting some money, some coins he is collecting. So these are the economic benefits. Revenue is the gross inflow of economic benefits during the period arising in the course of ordinary activities of an entity. Entity means business enterprise. Ordinary activity means selling or providing, rendering services or manufacturing or trading. These are all ordinary activities. During the period means the accounting period. During that period, how much revenue has been earned, that should be recorded. And this revenue is the gross inflow. Gross inflow means what? We have not deducted any expenses corresponding to this revenue yet. That means when you write the trading account, on the trading account credit side you record the sales, and from that sales on the debit side you deduct the expenses. Cost of goods sold you deduct, then you get the gross profit. From gross profit also you deduct the other expenses, administrative expenses, selling distribution expenses, finance expenses, and then you get the net profit. So net profit is the net inflow of our economic benefits, while revenue is the gross inflow of economic benefits, right? If there is a business, for example, there is a cashew manufacturing factory, a company is there, and they are selling rupees 15 lakh cashews for the year 2019. Then their revenue for 2019 is the rupees, the amount of the sales, that is 15 lakh rupees, that is gross inflow. From that sales they will deduct their cost of goods sold, then further they will deduct the operating expenses, then they will deduct the non-operating expenses, they will add non-operating income, and finally they will get the net profit for that period, that means for the year 2019, right? So let us understand this concept. During the production, then during the after production the sales process is there, then sales. During the sales customer gives the money to this trader or manufacturer, and then the accounting person records this revenue. This is the revenue you got. This revenue is recorded by the accounting person. So now the question is, when should the revenue be recorded? Means when the production is completed, then can you record the revenue? When the sales is done, then can you record the revenue? When the delivery is given, can you record the revenue? When the service is rendered, can you record the revenue? When should be recorded, right? That we are going to study into this standard. So purpose of this accounting standard is recognizing revenue arising in the course of ordinary activities of the enterprise. So scope, which activities it covers? First activity is sale of goods, second activity is rendering of services, and third activity is the use of others of enterprise resources, used by others of enterprise resources yielding interest, royalties and dividends. That means if you are using someone else resources, that means if you are using some money, then you have to give interest upon that. If you are using any brand name, you have to give royalties on that. If you are using money as capital, then you have to give dividend on that. So you are using enterprise resources of someone else, then you have to give some consideration in exchange of that, and that exchange is that person's revenue. So we are going to see when the revenue from sale of goods can be recognized, when the revenue from rendering of services can be recognized, and when the revenue from interest, royalties and dividends can be recognized, right? Now this AS9 is not applicable for the revenues arising from some businesses. First one is construction contracts. Though construction contract is a service, you can say it is a service, but still that cannot be recognized under this AS9. There is separate accounting standard for such type of revenues. Hire purchase agreements and lease agreements, again there are different standards for them. Government grants and similar subsidies. Though these government grants are revenues for the enterprise, they do not arise from their ordinary course of business. So this AS is not applicable for such type of revenues. Then revenue of insurance companies arising from insurance contracts. Insurance companies get their revenues from insurance contracts, but this also could not be covered under AS9. There are different rules for such type of revenues. Now let us see first scope, that is revenue from sale of goods. So there are some conditions given in this accounting standard, that when can you call a transaction as sale. First of all, you have to see if the transaction given to you is actually a sale transaction of goods. So first condition is the property in goods is transferred for a price. See, price is very important concept here. Suppose you have your friend with you and you have given 10 notebooks to your friend for free. Can that transaction be considered as sale? The answer is no, because the price is not involved. If you will sell these notebooks for ₹1 itself, then this transaction will be called as sales transaction, right? So if there is no consideration, काहीही मोबदला दिला नाही, तर त्याला सेल असं म्हटलं जात नाही. If the thing is given for free, then that transaction will not be considered as sale. In exchange of that goods, something should be given, some consideration should be given. That may be in cash price, may be in some other kind format, but there should be some consideration, then only the transaction is called as sales and the property in the goods should be transferred. Now what is the property in the goods? That means all significant risk and rewards should have been transferred and no effective control is retained. See, if I sold some goods, suppose I sold some bottles, water bottles to some person. I sold 100 bottles to one person and I took price from him. I took ₹100 for each bottle, right? So I got ₹10,000 for 100 bottles. So, but after 2 days, I went to that person and tell him, no, you should sell these 100 bottles to my friend only. You cannot sell these bottles to other person. You should sell these bottles to my friend only. So the benefit is not transferred totally here. No effective control is retained. This condition is violated here. I am having some effective control on those water bottles. So that transaction again will not be treated as sale. So if I have sold the water bottles to other person, then his decision to whom the bottles should be sold or not, right? If he want to keep those bottles into his storeroom, he can keep them. If he want to throw those bottles, that is also his decision. I should not have any effective control on those goods, right? Then again, risk. What are the risks? So see, again come to our example. I have sold these bottles for ₹100 each, but into the market the water bottle price has fall down. So now he has to sell this bottle for ₹90 each. So he is going to sell this bottle. He has taken the bottle for ₹100 from me, but now he is going to sell that bottle for ₹90. So there is 10 rupee loss for each bottle. Now this risk, this loss should be borne by that person only. That is not my problem, that is his problem. So if he is selling that bottle for ₹200, then the profit of ₹100 is his own profit. I cannot share that profit. I have already sold the bottles, so I cannot share the profits. So whatever profits will be there, whatever expenses will be there, whatever losses will be there, all those risks and rewards should be transferred from this transaction, and then only this transaction will be called as sales transaction. Do you got my point? Next, no significant uncertainty exists regarding the amount of consideration. See, during the first example we have seen, you have given your friend some notebooks and you have taken, suppose, ₹100 from your friend, but your friend told that I cannot give the money to you now, right? So there is no certainty when she will give you the money, you don't know. Now if there is reasonable limit, if you can expect, if she told you I am going to give you the money after 1 month, then you can say yes, there is some reasonable expectation that how much money she shall give you, ₹100 she will give you. When she will give you? She will give you after 1 month. That means there is some certainty, right? And then only you can recognize this revenue of ₹100 into your books. But if she does not agree to give any money to you, then you cannot record these ₹100 as your sale into your books of accounts, right? So these 4 conditions should be satisfied. First condition, the property of goods should be transferred for a price. Second, all significant risk and reward should be transferred and no effective control should be retained by the owner. Then no significant uncertainty exists regarding the amount of consideration, and it is reasonable to expect the ultimate collection of consideration. So these are the 5 conditions, then only you can recognize the revenue from sales. Now there are some different types of sales, that means those sales are subject to some conditions. So what are those conditions we are going to see. First conditions, goods shipped against installation and inspection. In such cases the buyer accepts the delivery, then the goods get installed, inspection is completed, and then only you can recognize the revenue. For example, if you are a manufacturer and you are manufacturing some machineries, now the buyer will order a machinery for ₹20 lakhs. You are going to send this machinery for ₹20 lakhs. Now you deliver this machine, and what buyer has said, I am going to purchase this machine and I am going to accept the delivery, and after installation, after inspection only this sale will be confirmed. If during installation some problems will arrive, I will give back the machine. If during inspection I found that this machine is not compatible for my factory, then I will return this machine. right? So you have sold this machine of rupees 20 lakh to some XYZ person. He accepted the delivery. Your person go there and went there and he installed that machinery. Then the machinery got started. The buyer inspected that machinery. His employee approved your machinery, that yes, this machinery is all okay, we can produce goods from this. Then the buyer will accept this sales. Now then only you can recognize this 20 lakhs in your books as sales. Unless and otherwise the buyer accept this delivery, installation, inspection after completion, you cannot recognize 20 lakh rupees in your books, right? Though the buyer may have paid you rupees 20 lakhs earlier, though you have delivered the goods, but after inspection only you can recognize these sales into your books. Recognize means record, to record the revenue. Then second condition, if the buyer has told that I will accept these goods only on approval, this is the type sale on approval, right? When the buyer formally accepts the shipment, he approves the goods, then only you can record this revenue into your books, right? For example, you are exporting some goods, you are exporting goods to Dubai, right? And you have the buyer has sent the money to you, he has sent some advance to you, but now you have shipped the goods, but you have shipped the goods, that does not mean that you can record this revenue into books. Your ship will reach to Dubai, the buyer will get the goods, he will approve, he will convey you that I am accepting these goods, I am approving this sale, and then only you can record this sale into your books. Third category, with limited right of return, when the goods were delivered and the time of return lapsed. Sometimes like on Amazon, if you purchase some goods, there is some instruction is there, 7-day return. That means when you will receive these goods, you can return these goods within the 7 days of delivery. Now up to these 7 days, Amazon cannot recognize its revenue, or the seller who is available on Amazon from whom these goods have been sent, that seller cannot recognize his revenue. After the 7 days will be completed, then only Amazon and that seller will recognize their revenue, right? Now next condition, fourth category, consignment sales. In consignment sales, what happens? One person, suppose A is there, A is going to send the goods to B, right? He is consigning the goods to B, and B is going to sell the goods to the customers, right? Now A is the owner of the goods and C, these all customers are the buyer of the goods. B is just the agent, he is not the customer. So who is the owner? A is the owner of these goods. When B sells these goods to customers, all these customers, then only A can recognize revenue into his books. But suppose if A has sent goods of rupees 10,000 and B has sold the goods of rupees 8,000 to his customers only. So 2,000 rupees goods are remaining in his stock. Now how much revenue will be recognized in the books of A? Only rupees 8,000 revenue is going to be recognized. This 2,000 will be treated as closing stock in the books of A, not in the books of B, because in this consignment sales the risk and rewards will be transferred only when B will sell these goods to the customers. A is not directly selling these goods. A is appointed B as his agent only. He is consigning goods to the B. He has given just the agency of goods and actual owner is A. So when the goods will be sold by B, now in this example B has sold only 8,000 rupees goods. So revenue can be recognized only for rupees this 8,000 and not for this 2,000, right? Now next example, cash on delivery sales. When delivery is made and cash is received by the seller, then only the revenue can be recognized in the books of the seller. Again I am going to give the example of online sales. Suppose Flipkart has sold some goods to you and you have purchased these goods for cash on delivery. Suppose you have purchased one mobile phone, right? We can suppose you have purchased an iPhone. So iPhone you have purchased for rupees 50,000, right? And you are going to give this rupees 50,000. When the phone will be in your hands, the delivery will be completed, and then only you will give this rupees 50,000 to Flipkart. So now the phone is reached to your home, you have the phone in your hand and you are going to give the cash to the seller, the courier boy, you are going to give the cash. Now this Flipkart agency, this online seller can recognize this revenue into their books, right? Now the second scope we are going to see, revenue recognition in rendering of services. So some enterprises provide services, like banks are there, they provide you service, classes are there, tuitions are there, they are providing you service. You use telecom services, you use cable service for the television. So such type of services, in such cases how the revenue should be recognized. So there are two methods. Service is recognized either on completed service method or proportionate completion method. That means either you can recognize this revenue after fully completion of a service or proportionate completion of the service. Again in this case also, no significant uncertainty should be existed regarding the amount of consideration. That means you should be certain how much amount you are going to get, how much consideration you are going to get, that should be known. Then only you can recognize this revenue from services. And again you should be expected how much time is going to collect this consideration. So you should give the expected time in case of the amount is delayed, right? Then you can recognize the revenue from services. So these two methods are given here. First method is completed service method. Under this method, revenue can be recognized only when service is complete or substantially complete, right? Either the service should be completed 100% or it should be substantially complete, maybe 90%, 95%. So it depends upon your service contract, right? In such cases, there are more than one act involved and the revenue is recognized on execution of all those acts, because in services there may be different steps, and after completion of all these steps, then only you can recognize this revenue. Now second method is that proportionate completed method. This method recognizes revenue proportionately with the degree of completion after each step or after each act. For example, if you are going to a tuition, then your teacher told that after 1 month you should give me the fees of rupees 500. So after completion of that 1 month, you have to pay the rupees 500, and the tuition teacher will recognize this revenue of rupees 500 from you after completion of 1 month only. He cannot recognize this revenue on the day 1 of the month. He will recognize this revenue after 1 month only in proportionate completed method. Now we are going to see the third scope of this accounting standard, that is revenue recognition in use of enterprises resources by others. Which resources here are to be used? Resources in terms of money or resources in terms of brands, copyrights, patents, those may be intangible assets can be there, right. So first is interest. So when you will get any interest, when you will give some loan to anybody, then you can recognize the interest. Suppose you have given loan of rupees 50,000 to your friend. Now your friend will give interest on that. Then how and when you are going to recognize this revenue of interest? It should be recognized on time basis. So how it is going to be recognized? That can be recorded into your contract. These things should be decided into contract, that after each month if you are going to charge the interest, that should be noted into your contract between both of you, and after each month you will record this interest. If your contract is like that, after 6 months you are going to ask for interest, then after 6 months you are going to record the interest. If you are going to charge yearly interest, then according to whatever rate you have charged, the interest will be recognized into your books after end of the year, right. Then second is royalty. Royalty is given if you are using some intangible asset. Some brand may be there, trademark they may be there, trade name may be there, license may be there, and for that purpose you are going to give some royalty, and the other party which is allowing to use these resources to you, they are going to recognize this revenue from royalty into their books. Now these terms will be recorded into your agreement. So according to this agreement only you are going to recognize this royalty. Now last part, dividends. So if you have invested into shares, you will get the dividend at the year end, or interim dividend you can get. Then in such case, revenue can be recognized only when a right to receive payment is established. That means if you have invested rupees 1 lakh and the rate of dividend is 10% declared by that company, so you will get the dividend of 10% on 1 lakh. So you are going to get rupees 10,000 dividend onto that, right. So this 10,000 when you will get, when the right to receive this 10,000 will be established. Then when this right will be established? When the company will declare this dividend into their annual general meeting. On that date you got this right that you are going to receive this rupees 10,000 dividend. So on that date, for example, on annual general meeting is held on 31st March 2019. So you can recognize your dividend revenue on 31st March 2019 into your books. Although the dividend is not actually received by you, that dividend is not deposited into your bank account yet, but you have got the right that you are going to receive this dividend. So now you can record this dividend as your revenue into your books. Now let us see the disclosure requirements. When you will get the revenue, you are going to write your revenue from operations into your income statement or profit loss account. If you are going to draw a horizontal profit loss account, you will write this revenue onto the credit side of your trading account as net sales or as revenue from operations, right. If you are going to draw a vertical income statement like for a company, then you will write as revenue from operations right? Now there are some conditions. You have to disclose some things about this revenue. So what are these requirements? If this revenue recognition is postponed due to some effects of uncertainties, that means you are not certain that this revenue will receive to you, then you should disclose those circumstances and you should give the expected time into your notes to accounts. Below that balance sheet or below that income statement, you have to give the disclosure. For example, your sales is rupees 1 crore rupees, and out of this 1 crore you have sold rupees 1 lakh goods to Pakistan, and suppose there are some disputes in Pakistan and India, and all the monetary transactions has been shut down in between India and Pakistan, then you are not certain when you will get these rupees 1 lakh, right? So you should disclose this condition that due to disputes between India and Pakistan, rupees 1 lakh revenue is subject to uncertainty. So you should disclose this thing into your notes to account, right? So what we have seen? We have seen the scope of this accounting standard, that there are 3 types of revenue recognition we have seen for 3 types of activity: for revenue from sale of goods, and from revenue from rendering of services, and from use of resources of other enterprises, right? Then we have seen the objective of this accounting standard, that when the revenue should be recognized in the ordinary course of business. Then we have seen different types of sales and what are the conditions for recognizing revenue from sales, then conditions for revenue from recognizing from services, and lastly from revenue from use of resources of other enterprises, and finally we have seen the disclosure requirement of this accounting standard, right? If any queries are there, you can ask me on WhatsApp. Thank you very much.